to the end of the day. Okay, before this, I'm pretty sure I included the clip of the morning where TradingView was glitched out, just didn't work for pretty much the entirety of the London session. So I only came in during New York, but at that point the moves were done for, and I did have some other things to attend to, so we're only coming in with an end of day update right now. Okay, to keep it simple, yeah, EuroJPY, as I've been saying, excuse me, as I have been saying, we are basically within the range. It's probably not going to change anytime soon, so we are not too pressed about EuroJPY. Looking at this opportunity down here, I think you could justify it where you had the 4-hour failing, right? 4-hour failing, first signs of higher bullish momentum or higher bullish moves could come in, right? We have the 4-hour failing, the internal is bullish, so we come back very deep into the internal extreme right here. Come deep into the internal extreme. If you did go down and look at the M5, there would have been a valid strong liquidation equaling a valid entry. Right, this was at 9 a.m. and unfortunately for me, TradingView was down at this point in time, so I couldn't catch that. It's kind of unfortunate, but it's okay. But this, I think, is a pretty good move. We have the internal switched bullish, right? We're following this internal structure. We are in the discount. We are in the discount right here at the bottom. This is where we were saying if we're looking for buys, we look for buys while the market is low here, because we are within a range, and then we're looking for sells up here so that we're not playing in the middle of the range. So this could have worked out, I believe. Doesn't mean that during session you would have been as logical as I am after session, after hindsight, right? But this was valid, and I will record this on Notion, part of the good setups then, for future reference, where you can see good setups, different bad setups, whatever, but just keep note of the good setups. Moving on to Euro USD, we had another trade in here as well. Looking at the 4-hour first, came into the daily, then we have a 4-hour pullback on this internal 4-hour structure. The swing structure, on the other hand, is much larger, right? We have a much larger swing structure. You could argue this is 4-hour swing, but I'd still prefer the swing to be down here. It really doesn't matter, right? Because currently there is no point in like focusing on this huge swing. We focus on the immediate price action, which is this internal structure right now. And on the internal, we hit this daily zone here, so pullback was expected. We have a pullback, we have this daily zone failing, which could be the first signs of a deeper pullback into this 4-hour swing low, potentially this daily holding, and then a continuation up. On the M15 intraday, we had the break of structure up here on Monday. Tuesday we started pulling back, right? Now we had the internal break of structure there, internal break of structure there, and currently we are within here. So we come back deep, into the discount here of the M15. The M15 minute swing is bullish, so it is valid to look for buys following the M15 bullish, right? This would be valid. So during session 1 p.m., which is just about the end of London, but could have been a valid trade in there, looking at the fact that we've come back deep into the M15 minute swing. This internal of the internal is bullish, right? We're trying to have plays deeper into this internal high right here. So we have this immediate zone here. We have zones failing to the left, so it is at this point you would be happier taking more riskier trades because we're going up with the swing. And if you caught this the correct way on the 60%, using a 3R target 15-minute risk entry, you would have had a 3R return on this. I think this was valid as well, but unfortunately TradingView, at the point that I came back to check on it, this had already happened, so there was no entry for me, since I couldn't monitor the market since the morning with TradingView down, which is kind of unfortunate as well, because you could have potentially had two winners in a single day. You could have potentially had two winners in a single day, but we don't dwell on them. These will be recorded as part of the good setups they are during times like these, right? And then you have GU, similar to EU, except for the fact that this zone here would have been too big to take as a risk entry, right? Would have been too big. You would have looked for the M5 liquidation in there. You'd have looked for an M5 liquidation, and then unfortunately for me, which is like, you don't have the valid M5, because you would have had to have this go down, sweep this, right, to make this a strong low, and then the sweep of the strong low, you would look for buys in there. No strong liquidation in there, no valid trade, you save yourself a loss. So that's pretty much GU. Nothing much to say about GU as well. It's just pulling back right now. On the 4-hour, we are pulling back from these 4-hour highs here, and we'll look for the internal to hold maybe on this extreme and follow the 4-hour up. If not, we could see a deeper pullback into the swing low. So for now, or rather tomorrow during London, we'll probably wait for more information, as we are within the swing low. Probably be more careful with the buys now. We'll wait for like more convincing setup to look for the buys, because at this point you want to follow the M15 minute swing, right? And then if the swing fails, then you wait for better confirmation for the sells, because the 15-minute could shift bearish to facilitate the 4-hour pullback, right? The 15-minute could switch bearish at this point to facilitate this pullback, then switch bullish to facilitate the swing run again. But for now, we stay patient. USD CAD. We had not had an official chart until right here. This is officially the chart for our chart right there. This was at 3, and anything before that, obviously I did not have access, but potentially there could have been something in here, but I suspect could have gotten burned in there. I suspect because it did sweep this low, so I'm not too sure how good of a trade we could have found in there. Check on the M5. Okay, there was a strong liquidation with this, but no valid entry until it failed, so you would have been okay in there. The M15 minute here following this bullish momentum, because what you need to remember is you had a 15-minute break of structure, so you would expect an M15 minute pullback to occur, right? You then have the internal start to break upwards, the internal switch is bullish, you have an internal break here, it pulls back in, it goes up, it fails to break this internal, which would now make this a strong, not a strong, a weak low, right? Make it more suspicious. But then if you find that you have a sweep here, you have a sweep of liquidity right there, and then it starts to switch bullish again with a chart here, maybe you can look for trades following the internal into this 4 hour here, because we had not touched this 4 hour at that point, right? There was liquidity within here, liquidity being built here with the equal highs, so there would have been a potentially a good trade in here. Today would have actually been like a crazy good day. A crazy good day for pretty valid trades. These are the times when you should be willing to risk it and take the trades, because if not catching one, maybe two, but three in a day would have been phenomenal, obviously. But unfortunately, we were not here for these. But it's okay. You don't have to worry about these, because at some point in time again, you will have another opportunity. There's no need to have FOMO or start losing like the psychological patience. So for now, I'd say that that's it for USD. As I was saying, I'll say these are the times where you don't want to lose the patience you have, because you have days like this where you wait, and then on days where there's 3 good setups, you're not available. Kind of disheartening, right? Yeah, it plays into this thing of trying to find the consistency, but when there are trades available, you're just not there for them. So you want to try to be more consistent daily, because you are being patient. On other days there's no good setups, patient, but whenever there's good setups and you're not there, it kind of just ruins your baseline. So it's times like these when you actually need to be available. But for now, not worry too much about this, just take note of it and just try and improve upon that. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.